begint met het eerste zak van mijn biologie en nu...
Ja? En jullie geven ook filosofie dan?
Bij cultuurwetenschappen.
Ah ja.
En een handboek is code, maar dus ik heb de wet leergekocht en kopieerstukken en de rest moet je zo.
Ja.
Ik vind dat allemaal heel leuk en leuk, omdat ik code, dat is allemaal heel leuk.
Ik geef normale godsdienst in tweede keer en 2 uurtjes, 2 keer 1 uur filosoferen, kritisch denken.
Syllabus seminarium.
Ja.
Syllabus. Did we have something?
Ja, maar ze zijn niet goed geworden op techniek, dus ze moeten al een heel jaar wennen aan een andere manier dan. Sorry.
Okay, the workshop is in English, by the way. Hope you know it. So hello, my name is Jérôme. I'm a philosophy practitioner in Paris. I'm happy to welcome you for this workshop. So I practice philosophy consultations with individuals, training and like coaching them on cognitive skills, but also attitudes. Cognitive skills like deepening, which is argumenting, analyzing, explaining, giving examples, interpretation, but also questioning and objecting, which in France we call it problematizing, and putting concept. Okay. But what is a bit more specific to this practice is that we also speak to a subject. We question a real subject. It means that, well, it can be a bit disturbing. There is some psychological, let's say, impact. This is not a psychological practice, but of course, as you might have seen in the early Plato's dialogues, Socrates' interlocutors sometimes are pissed off, or they're troubled, or they don't know, they're confused. So all kind of things that cross people's mind when we question them. But if I give you an advice, well, just trust me, trust yourself, trust the group. This is a bit like the thinking game, you know, it's a game. But you have to be aware that you're part of the game as a human being, that, well, you have your empirical self, you have wishes, desires, and at some stage this can be an obstacle with thinking, with pure thinking. But, well, it's not the end of it, just watch it as it appears. Take it as a way of learning something about yourself and something about it's a working on your skills. You know, it's a bit like you go to the gym, ask you to do 10 push-ups. You know, you do your push-ups and then you say, well, you could improve a bit here, or your abdominals. Well, you know, there's a bit fat here. You have to work hard. You know, it's a bit like this, the spirit. So that's what we're going to work together. Just one advice, listen to the question, and just the question, and try to answer the question. But just the question. But the whole question. That's what the tricky part is. So, to do this, I propose you that we work on a little story that I prepared for you. So it's a fun one. Actually, it's not that funny, but it's a story. Yeah, if you could pass it on. So read the text, and after I will ask you one question amongst the 10 questions which are written, just one. But I don't tell you yet which one.
Ah, one of these.
Yeah, one of these, but I will tell you which one after you read the text, because otherwise people they think they like at school and they want them to rush. No, it's not this is not an exam. This is not a test. So once you finish, you will answer the question number 5. Why does the important man prefer obligations to happiness? And you answer, you write just, if possible, just one sentence with one argument. And you have to be able to show in the text what is your basis of your answer. Who has not understood the instruction? Raise your hand.
Oh, just answer question 5, right?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
You drop your pencil once you finish. What's your name? Philippe. How much time do you need more?
Oh, I finished. I could finish the sentence, but it's not necessary.
Well, take your time. You have 10 seconds.
9, 8.
Okay, who would like to read us his answer? Raise your hand. Two, 3. That's the group pressure, huh?
Yeah.
It's terrible, huh? Okay. And who would not like to read us his question, his answer? What's your name?
Trui.
How do you say?
T-R-U-I. Trui.
T-R-U-I. Trui.
Yes, I know it's difficult to pronounce.
Trui.
Yeah.
Okay, Trui. Pick someone, please.
Think
I
about
have A, and then you can pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Troy.
think about
Pick
it.
someone.
Well, my neighbor perhaps.
Okay.
So we have Andres.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was my first name.
Oh, sorry. Very.
Veerle.
Ah, Verle.
Yeah, it's very easy, the Flemish names. I just read my answer?
Yes.
Okay. Because he doesn't want to be an invisible person.
Because he doesn't want to be an invisible person.
Yeah.
And that's why he prefers obligation to happiness.
Yes.
Okay? Now, where do you see in the text that he doesn't want to be an invisible person?
Not literally, of course, but he has all kinds of obligations to other persons. To his stepfather, etc.
Yes.
And he finds it important to follow these obligations
Yes.
so that other people find him a kind or a just person.
Okay.
So he wants to be seen, and that's why I said he doesn't want to be an invisible person.
Okay. So he wants to be, he complies to all sorts of social obligations or family obligations.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, this means that he wants to be seen.
Yeah.
What is the concept? The concept, the keyword, which synthesizes
Mm-hmm.
the meaning of your answer, or the essence of your answer.
Being.
Being.
Yeah.
Okay. The concept of being.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to be invisible. Okay. Who has another concept to propose to Verle, other than being? Yeah, pick someone.
Yeah, can I put your name?
Sabine.
Sabine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he feels that he doesn't have the time for happiness.
No, you just have a,
Oh, just
another concept.
Oh, sorry, another concept.
She proposed being. You think
Okay.
it fits?
No, I think it's about time, having the time.
It's about time.
Yeah.
You take it or not? Rather than being.
I
Just-
prefer being.
Just okay. We just no, I don't take it. Just say it. No, I don't take it.
I don't take it.
Okay.
She's really depressed now.
Oh, yeah.
Who again has another? Think he has a better concept for Verle.
Philip?
Fulfillment.
Fulfillment. Can you explain why fulfillment?
Because I don't see a contradiction between his obligations and his happiness, because I think his happiness lies within fulfilling his obligations, because he's a social creature. In that sense, I agree
Okay,
with
but
that statement.
do you think you're clear?
Am I clear?
Well, first try to answer the question yourself, and then you can ask. Do you think you are clear now with what you say?
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. Yeah.
Well, not the hope, just no.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, who thinks Philip is clear? Raise your hand. Who thinks Philip is not clear? Raise your hand. Yeah, okay. Surprised?
Yes.
Because
I thought it was pretty obvious, but apparently not.
you know, it's funny what happens with our minds often. For us, some things are evident, and then we put it on public place, and people say, oh, I don't see this, and you're surprised. But does that happen sometimes with your, are you a teacher?
Mhm.
Does it happen sometimes with your students?
I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah. But are you able to figure out when it happens?
Yes, because I question my students all the time.
Yeah. You ask them, am I clear?
Yeah.
Yes. And do they dare you to tell you that you're not when you're not?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So you're not that kind of tyrant teacher.
No, it's also I mainly teach in a TSO, technical students, and they are pretty forward in their opinion. So
Okay.
yeah, they
That's
tell me.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Can I ask you a question?
No, just no, just do you take it? Do you take what he's saying or not? Do you take his concept of fulfillment?
I still stick to being.
But you know, there's a problem with fulfillment, I guess, because you can fulfill both your wishes for happiness and fulfill your obligations. So it works on both sides. I think it's one of the reasons why she doesn't take it. Right? Who knows? Okay,
No.
if I'm wrong, say Jerome, you're wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I like it.
You're wrong.
Then you can argue.
Now, so who did understand Verle's hypothesis, initial hypothesis or answer? Raise your hand.
Who did it? Who didn't?
Who did?
Who did?
Did.
Who did understand her
Yeah,
her
but
idea?
understanding doesn't mean agreeing.
No.
Okay, understanding, yes.
Okay. Who did not understand it? Okay. Alex, ask someone to repeat her idea.
Could you repeat her ID, please?
I'm going to try. If I'm correct, Verle was talking about the obligations that he has, or that he feels that he has towards other people, because he thinks that it's important that other people. Oh no, I'm lost.
Again, second try.
But I understand.
Ah,
Yeah,
you
but-
don't understand that. Okay.
But I wasn't there yet because there's more to it than
No, but
what she said.
No, he
No,
understands.
Okay, yeah, then I'll stop
Yeah,
talking.
he-
Okay,
He saw the light. You know,
okay. Thank you for saving me.
Maybe he understands something which has nothing to do, but he understood. You know, the man is happy. You have to
Okay.
now who has a well, for the sake of it, I will write Velo's answer. So you think he prefers obligation because
Because he doesn't want to be an invisible person.
he doesn't want. Oh, by the way, let me tell you that everything is filmed. So if you want the movie after, you ask me and I'll send the video. Because
We'll
he
send the bill.
the video. Because he doesn't want to be invisible.
To be
Yes.
an invisible person.
To be an invisible.
Person.
And the concept be being.
Yes.
Concept be. Oh, by the way, for the one I was going to propose was recognition. But anyway.
Yeah. Obviously.
So, being. Now, who has a question or want to show a problem or what we call an objection to Vale? Raise your hand.
Can I answer or do I have to wait?
So, you know, I do it with what I do with children. You know, this is
Yeah.
your mouth. But I don't dare to do it because it's a bit humiliating. Again, please keep your hand up. Yes, Vale, pick someone.
Try.
So try. Do you have an objection or rather a question?
Well, I had a completely different interpretation, so an objection.
Wait. Today, Jerome is your best friend.
Yes.
You agree?
Okay.
Okay. Now, remember I asked you a question. What do you want to do with our friend Vale? Is it rather you have a question for her, or there's something wrong, a problem you want to show her, or there's a third thing that you want to do?
Perhaps a problem,
A problem. Okay, so what's the problem?
because I've had a completely different interpretation instead of.
Yeah, but try.
Yes.
Do you see that the fact that you have a completely different interpretation is not a problem in itself?
No.
Okay? Do you have something to show to her, a problem directly?
Well, if that's not a problem, my interpretation that I wanted to share, I wanted to tell it to her. So I don't know if I can do that.
Well, here no, because.
Okay.
But do you know why?
Well, because probably you don't see it as an objection. I want to say I don't agree with being.
Yes. Well, the fact that if you don't, okay, you can, of course, you can not agree, but not agree means that you need to show her a problem. But just the fact that you have another opinion doesn't mean you disagree. It's not an objection. It's just another idea.
Yeah.
Okay? That's okay.
Okay.
And of course, you will have the opportunity to give your idea, but just after we spend some time with Velos.
Yeah.
And when I ask for question and objections, the thinking skills is problematizing.
Yeah.
Okay, we want to problematize her position, to make it deeper, to see the problems, and to discuss it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, who has a question or an objection for Vero? Troy, pick someone, please.
I can't read your name. But
Tina.
Tina.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I want to pose her a question. Okay. Yes. You have to be visible to be.
Tina.
Yeah.
Does
Tina.
it look like a question?
Yes.
No.
Why do you think people are laughing now.
Because it's so obvious
That what? That it's a question?
that it's not a question.
Wow. Is it possible that it's so obvious?
That it isn't, but
Yeah.
is the fact that it's obvious. That a
Tina.
question is so obvious.
Tina,
No?
are you complicating your life? No? Hmm? Or you want to play games?
Yeah, I want to play games.
Well, okay, but let's play our game. No?
Yeah.
We are playing hockey, you don't play soccer.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah. The
Okay.
same, another ball. Okay.
Yeah. So, you have a do you agree that what you're proposing, it doesn't look like a question?
Mm-hmm.
Yes?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
because-
still not convinced, but
Yeah.
anyway, it
Tina,
doesn't
Tina.
matter. I ask another one.
Romeo, do you want to marry me? Mm-hmm. You think Juliet is going to the marriage?
No, no
No.
way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And secondly, we don't want to convince you. Nobody wants to convince Tina. Oh, please. I don't want to convince you. I'm very sure you're a very hard woman to convince. Aren't you?
You can always try.
Yeah, well, I don't want to exhaust myself. So, but do you have a question or an objection?
It's a question.
Okay, what's the first word of your question?
How?
How? Okay.
How?
Okay, this looks like a question. I agree.
Okay. How can an invisible person still be?
Not.
Uh-huh.
That's the
What?
point. Sorry.
Are you in a rush?
No. Yeah, maybe I am.
Do you think being in a rush is a good thing for thinking?
No,
Or
it's a
bad?
very bad thing.
It's bad.
Yeah,
One of them.
I agree.
One. Rush and opinion.
Yeah.
The two diseases of thinking, according to, well, Plato and other philosophers. But there are probably
Mhm.
others. Power, maybe another one. But anyway. Is it a nice question? Is it a nice question? Oh no, it's totally absurd question.
I don't think it's an absurd question.
So is it rather nice?
I guess, yeah.
Well, first you can thank her for her
Thank you
question.
for your nice question.
We can be very polite.
You're very welcome.
So, but now how comes the answer? Okay, so how can
An invisible person
person
still be
still be?
or
Well,
exist.
Okay, I tell you with this question, I think there's an underlying criticism. Do you agree or not?
It shouldn't be.
Tina,
Yeah.
just listen. I know it's very hard. Listen to my question. Do you agree, yes, no, or you don't know, 3 options, that there is an underlying criticism behind your question, an invisible criticism?
Yes.
Okay. Now that we are more authentic amongst ourselves, we want to go directly for this criticism rather than putting a question which hides there.
Ah, okay. So you want an objection?
Exactly!
Why not say so immediately?
Because you know, I'm very cautious. You know.
Oh my. Just be direct. It's much easier.
But you know, I've had different groups with different sensitivities.
So you want an objection?
Yeah, well, she wants to know.
Okay. Verla,
Yeah.
I think you can exist, be, and still be invisible. What do you think about this?
You think we can exist
I think we can exist
Yeah.
and be invisible.
and be invisible?
I think a lot of people
Okay, but
are
does she
invisible.
does
and
she say that
exist.
does she say that we cannot exist if we are invisible?
Well, he said.
No, Tina.
Oh, sorry.
No rush, no rush. Does Verla say that we cannot exist if we are invisible? Does she say that?
In my mind, yes.
Tina, not in your mind, in her mind.
Ah, in her mind.
You're at Verla's house now, not in Tina's.
Yeah, I think she does.
Okay. Is that true that you think that you cannot exist and be invisible?
No, it's not true.
You see? This is not an objection. Surprised?
I'm very surprised.
You know, this is how war
But
begins.
I'm very surprised that she makes the connection between being invisible and being.
Well, this is too late because you know you missed your chance to ask her a question.
Ah, okay, yeah. Sorry. So
Too late.
Go
You
ahead.
spoiled-
go ahead.
You spoiled your question.
Go ahead. It doesn't matter. I learned something, so that's nice.
You know, you have to have the good kairos. You know the word
Yeah.
kairos
Yeah,
is?
yeah.
What is that?
It's the moment when something happens and changes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the moment after, it's too late. The moment
Yeah.
before, it's
Yeah.
too early.
But
Funny?
still, I learned something, so that's all right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good girl. Okay, anybody else has a question or an objection for Verle? Verle, pick someone.
Yeah. Alex?
So Alex, what do you want to do?
I have an objection.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Well, my objection is that from the fact that the important man has these obligations to do, it does not follow that he wants to be visible.
Verle, do you understand his question, his objection?
I think I do.
You think it's an objection or something else?
I think it's his own opinion and not an objection to mine.
Okay. Do you agree with her?
No.
Okay, you think so? What do you object to? What is try to say what is false in what she's saying?
That she presupposes that he wants to be a visible person. I object to
Okay, she presupposes that he wants to be an invisible person.
that. Yes. He doesn't want to be invisible, he wants to be visible.
Okay, so he wants to be visible.
She presupposes he wants to be visible. And therefore answering the question,
Okay, Alex, do you think you're clear now?
no.
Okay. That's good. Now, do you want to be clear?
Yes.
Well, be clear.
Okay. She presupposes that the important man wants to be visible.
He wants to be visible.
Yes, that's the presupposition.
He doesn't want to be an invisible person, so
He wants
he wants to be visible.
He wants to be a visible person.
Okay. Up to now, how do you agree on this? You presuppose that he wants to be visible.
I think I do, yes.
Okay.
My objection is that she cannot conclude that from the fact that he has his obligations to do.
But why do you say that she concludes that from the question?
She has 7.
Did you say that, Verle? Did you conclude that he wants to be visible from what, by the way?
She has said that
From what does she conclude this? From the fact that?
from the fact that he has these particular obligations to do.
You think you're clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Who thinks Alex is clear? Raise your hand. Okay. Who thinks he's not clear? Okay. Well, pick someone he will clarify for you.
Do I need to pick someone who
Yeah.
tells?
Yes? He tells you.
Philippe, clarify it.
I find it difficult to say it in different words because I would.
Well, you can repeat it. There's
I
no-
think it's what she presupposes is that his motive is to be visible, and his goal is then to be. But the motive for his action is the visibility. That's what the paper says.
Okay.
I think.
Okay. What's your name?
Yeah.
Elena. Do you think did he do a good job?
No,
Why not?
because can I say what I think or?
Because if you
because
say
I don't
no,
think he-
Elena, are you in a rush?
Yeah, because.
Take a good breath,
Yes,
Elena. You know,
So
we're in Louvain, the beautiful student city. It's sunny today. We have beautiful boys and girls. Look at here. Everything is fine.
I know I'm very happy, but still,
You know, the truth comes after the but.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think Philippe explained
Okay, but
to
look,
me why he
Elena,
is.
Elena. If you don't think he explained why, you have to understand what she said.
Yeah, I do understand what she said.
So there's no problem anymore. Problem solved.
No. The question was,
Elena.
is Alex clear?
Yes.
And he isn't because he made a semantic mistake. But I cannot explain it, so I need to.
Are you always like this? or
Yes.
How do you call this?
It's quite passion.
Wow, we have passion.
Saturday, right?
He's passionate about what?
About explaining why.
Did you do this with your students?
Yes.
Wow. And did you see the pressure you put on their shoulders?
Yeah.
Is it a good thing you
I
think?
don't know. Sometimes they like it. Sometimes.
Usually, do you think students they like the passionate pressure,
I
or
don't think I pressure them.
okay? Who thinks she might pressure her students? Raise your hand.
She might.
Sometimes, yes.
Sometimes at least. Okay,
Yeah, it's okay.
it's okay sometimes.
You are pressuring us too. So
Yeah.
that's okay, right?
Well, you could say that, but you could say it's not me who pressure you. It's reason. It's common reason.
No, because I cannot reason right now. Somebody else has to do it. I cannot explain my vision why she's
Do you think
clear.
you're clear now?
Yeah.
Who understood Elena?
Okay.
You see the same phenomenon
Yeah.
coming with your students? Like you see, you saw the light. Like, Jeanne d'Arc in French. Jane of Arc? She hear voices. A bit like Jeanne of Arc.
Oh, I don't hear voices, but yeah.
But you see things, you have visions.
No, I don't have visions.
Perhaps she has the passion in common.
But passion, it's very, there's highly connotated in philosophy, passion. It means a lot of things.
That's true.
But anyway, okay, now everybody understood Alex now? Or you still don't?
But can I explain why?
Do you know? You don't explain anything. You just have to make a choice.
Yes.
Did you understand him or not? Don't tell your life story.
No.
Okay. So pick somebody else to explain.
No, that's not. Tina.
I think Alex means that Verle thinks that by doing these duties, the important person wants to be visible. And that you cannot make this connection between these two, doing your duties and being visible.
Right.
Or mean that doing your duties means wanting to be visible.
Okay, is that right, Alex?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you agree?
No. That's
Why?
not what he said.
Well, if you know what he said, like you knew what he said. You're a liar, you cheater. Look at all the time you made us waste. From the beginning you were playing tricks on me. Me, I'm the poor foolish girl. I was cheated another time by a girl. The story of my life.
Sorry.
That's really right.
I didn't want to be personal, but yeah.
Thanks for reminding me the tragic story of my life. Now, do you understand? Was that a question or an objection? There's an objection.
An
right?
objection.
So I would rather put it, if you agree, as a question. The question being, what is the connection between having preferring obligations and being invisible? Okay, just simple as that. Okay. So, just write a question. It's true, it's a bit strange at first sight. So, Verle, are you ready to answer this huge question?
I'm processing.
Are you rather a Mac or a Windows?
Well,
Because if it's Windows, it takes a long time.
Mac or Windows, huh?
yeah, it's a good question.
Thank you.
Puzzles me.
Do you think the connection, by the way, is visible here between the fact that he doesn't want, or he wants to be visible, and the fact that he prefers obligation to happiness? Is there a direct connection? Do you see the light also? The other one.
Spontaneously, I would say yes,
Okay.
but I also need an argument. So,
Well, let's take it for the spontaneously. And if I ask the group, will they spontaneously see the connection?
I doubt it.
Okay. And let's assume they doubt it also. Do you believe them?
When you doubt it, that I believe.
Do you make your life complicated, Vera?
Yeah,
Why? Are you a teacher also?
yeah.
Is that a teacher's disease or something? Because I see I've never seen it that much.
Doubt.
Yeah, but you know, there's two types of doubts.
Mm-hmm.
There's, according to Descartes, there is the hyperbolic doubt, which is like existential doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Usually it's anguish, fear, and there is a methodological doubt.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the doubt you're suffering from? Is that the methodological or the existential?
The existential, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But well, we can do a consultation if you want. But at the time, what's important is that, can you answer the question? Because if you say, no, I cannot answer the question, you're unable to provide a connection, and this is mean that there is no argument,
Mm-hmm.
or the argument is largely incomplete. You agree?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whether you strengthen your argument, you provide a new concept which makes the connection with visibility and the preference of obligations,
Yeah.
or you're unable to do it, and what you just had was an intuition,
Mm-hmm.
but an intuition without a concept, like Kant said, is blind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is blind.
Oh, no. I don't think so. I think.
Well, now we want a concept. We want a concept making the link.
Mm-hmm.
What's the concept making a link between wanting to be visible
Mm-hmm.
and preferring obligation? Because people who don't see here.
I think the link is that obligations are things that we don't have internally, but they come from outside to us.
What's the connection with visible?
And to choose them, you want to be seen by the others who give you or society who gives you the obligation.
You think you're clear?
No.
Last chance. Or we go to someone else.
No, I can't be clearer, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but for the sake of it, who would like to defend, if you understood, who Who would like to make a connection between the fact of wanting to be visible and preferring obligation? No? Nobody? Okay, so we drop. Now, who would like to propose his answer? Another answer. Raise your hand. There, pick someone.
Alex.
My answer was because he has no time to follow
Yeah,
the.
but before, because what do you choose? Obligation or happiness? You prefer obligation or happiness?
Oh, I totally missed your question. I'm sorry.
No, it's not my question.
Yeah,
It's the question of the text. Why does the important man prefer obligations to happiness?
okay, well, my answer is
Oh, sorry, no, it's mine. Oh, no, yeah, okay, sorry, I didn't see that.
because he has no time to follow the instructions to become happy.
Because
He has no time to follow the instructions to become happy.
to become happy. Okay, and what's the concept of this answer?
Time.
Sorry?
Time.
Time. Okay. Concept, time. And where do you see that in the text?
Because it says that the important man says he has already 3 important things he has to do and I have no time for it. So he has no time to follow the instructions.
Okay. Okay. Now, who understood Alex? Raise your hand. Okay, good. Tina, we're waiting for. But ask somebody else.
Yeah. I forgot your name.
Helena.
Helena. Yes.
The passionate girl.
Sometimes. So, because it simply is said in the text. So he says, "I don't have time to do it." It says in the text, "I don't have time to." What is it? Say Buddha? No. Yeah. Beside Buddha's name, because I have other important things to do.
Okay, do you understand what she's saying?
I understand what she's saying.
Okay. You think it's a good reformulation of Alex's thesis?
Yes.
Okay, well you can thank her.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, who has a question or an objection for Alex? Raise your hand. Elena, don't speak, raise your hand. I know that you're going to say something. Okay, Valerie. Do you have an objection or a question?
A question?
Mm-hmm.
If the man has a choice between obligations and happiness, isn't how do you connect not having time to a moment of choice?
Okay. Your question is a problem. It seems a bit
No,
complicated.
I think I'm objecting.
What?
I think I'm objecting.
Yeah. Further, when just a trick for you. When somebody questions and it looks very complicated, it's probably he's doing something else. You know, he's proposing himself something. He's giving his opinion or making critics. So try again. If you have a critics, do it, or an objection, do it.
I
Make
can't
it things
rephrase
easy.
it. I can't rephrase
Well,
it.
you can think. You answer the question. What is the problem in what he's saying, or what is wrong in what he's saying? What is false?
I question why he says that he has no time.
Yeah. Do you agree that he has no time? Do you think he has time?
I disagree that he has no time.
Well, if you want to make an objection, then you show him in the text that look, he has time is there.
When he says that there are important things that I have to do and I have no time for it, by saying that he has things to do, at that point there is time. It's just a matter of choice.
Okay. So basically you say it's not a matter of time, it's a matter of priority or choice, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Alex, did you hear her objection?
Yes.
Do you agree with her?
Yes.
Okay. So what do you change in your answer?
Because he thinks he has no time to follow.
Okay. Would that make you happy? If you say he thinks.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yes, he thinks. So we switch from objectivity to subjectivity, right? Thinks. He thinks. He has. Okay. Good. By the way, what time do we have to stop?
4 o'clock.
What?
5 minutes.
Okay. So I would rather take the remaining time for you to have a little discussion on what we experienced, like a meta discussion. That you can tell me, for example, what was of interest for you in this session, what problem you had, or what you disliked, for example, or if something was surprising to you. It's kind of a feedback, which is I think interesting.
Believe it or not, do something quite similar with my students, where they have to do this little, just have conversations in, like there's 4 or 5 persons or something, and they only can answer yes or no, or have to be very patient giving their answers. And it was very surprising for me now to see or feel actually how difficult it is to just say yes or no, and having no. That was the reason why I was so frustrated, because I wasn't getting the forum or the time or the place to explain my own answer.
Now you know what your students feel.
Yeah, yeah, I know, and that for me that was kind of good to understand that it's very difficult, because you really have to stop thinking about your own. I want to say it, because then you forget to listen to the other people.
Yeah,
so I was really, at one point I was like, okay, stop it. It is important. You know, in 2 hours you have forgotten, or they have forgotten all about it. Just listen now. But yeah, that was for me surprising to feel that frustration that my students probably will.
Yeah. So it's a kind of work on yourself. On
yeah,
your
it's not my strength.
urgent. And by the way, you know, this is about the difference between importance and urgence.
Oh.
Yeah. Wow. It's all connected.
Everything is connected, my dear Jane.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
For me, I've done some sessions with Oscar Kennedy, which resembles it very much. It's a personal note. It was like 5 years ago, and I have changed as a person. I noticed. I'm not. It doesn't really bother me anymore that I'm wrong. Which used to be different.
It's a good progress.
Yeah, I made
Congratulations.
progress. Yes, I made progress. So I was very happy and surprised to notice that. Yeah. And but I like these sessions, and for me it would have been even how to say in English. You might even have been more pushy for me.
For you.
Well, for me. Well, for the group. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. But I like the idea of level all the time, and then you call it back.
But that is something that I couldn't do in my class, switching to the personal level.
Why not?
Because it's very aggressive. So I don't mind. I find it kind of funny.
You mean it's? Do you think it's aggressive objectively, or the
students will feel
the
it
students are
as
sensitive?
would feel as if I were attacking them. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they cannot differentiate between the levels of you're trying to teach something and they take it personally.
Yeah.
But it's good if they take it personally. It is personal.
Yeah, well.
But the fact that it's okay, it's personal, but it might be true, and it's shared, and it's everybody's. And after you allow yourself to make judgment on people, but people know this. I mean, they know they are like this, or because their friends have told them. So after a while, I mean, it doesn't bother them anymore because they know it's visible. So. It depends on if you. I think it's not a problem if you spend a certain amount of time with the students, then they get used to it. Yes.
Just like Alex, it's a method that for myself I like very much. So I couldn't do it with my students because I'm not so structured as a leader, but. I like to take part in sessions like this because it really matters, and it's not about just a topic, but in the end it matters, and what I like about it is that at a certain point you get stuck, and that's the point at this moment when I go home later that will make me think about things, and that's what changes people, and I think philosophy at a certain point has to make a difference, I guess.
Just a question for you. In your life, do you prefer to be visible or invisible? Oh. That's just for takeaway. Yes, thank you. Anybody else?
It's the first time that I've participated in a session like this, and it's made me curious. I want to do this again because it's a.
Yeah. So by the way, for the person who are interested, so I work as you probably guessed, I work with Oscar, and we make online. We make online training sessions. We make group session on Skype and individual working sessions. So if you want to participate, you are welcome for individual training or collective sessions. You can write to me or to Oscar, by the way. My site is dialogueon.fr. My address is jlecoq at dialogueon.fr. Here there's a link to the English site version, okay? But I don't recall exactly the URL. Or there's the planifier.com.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
What kind of people make use of your services?
What did she say?
Yeah, it's something a sentence you probably use in a different context rather than philosophy. But what kind of people?
Well, this is all kind of people. There are people with existential problems or questions. They want to work on themselves. There are people who want to think more precisely, more deeply. They want to train their cognitive skills.
But you use also the text, or you
yeah, it depends. Sometimes
you take random attacks and
yeah.
start.
Yeah. but we send them text in between sessions so that basically the thing is that it's a work on your mind, on your being also, by the way, and it has to be performed every day. So it's like gym. So we send them exercise, and then each session we see the result of their exercise, or we do something else. We work. Sometimes there are emergencies, like the problem arriving, so we have to deal with it. We work on situation conflicts with couples also, if you are married.
What is the idea that you just purify your own thoughts?
Yeah, it's a bit the idea, yes. It's thinking purification, yes, has a lot to do with it, clarification.
There is, so I also a practical philosopher, also a mindfulness trainer. There seems to be a very interesting link. I don't know what you think about it, because you always go to what you think, then what you feel, and you go to the here and now. What is it that you
yes,
feel now?
yeah.
Do you see somehow a link with meditation or
Yes, well, it has a meditative side. For example, when I ask you one concept, the fact you have a whole sentence, and I come with a constraint, which is find one concept. But it forces the mind to deeply concentrate on just one word. And, and this word is like a meditation. You meditate on just one concept. For example, it's visibility or whatever, or passion for our friend here. So the fact of having one concept has also the fact that you have to really get out of yourself in order to let other people's minds come into you.
Let go.
This has a.
When you do a one-to-one session, you don't have.
Are you in a rush again? Rush.
Yeah, I have a problem. I'm married to another philosopher, and that's what we do at home.
Well, I do couple consultation if you want.
It's always, never mind.
Well,
No, but
maybe it's fine, but it's a bit tiring probably.
I like both sides.
You have children?
Yes. I did the same already, yeah. No, just
Okay, somebody else?
Yeah. What I found very surprising was that they were so different. So, 2, 3, we heard 3 in fact, different views, and then mine on this text, on different answers.
Surprising!
Yes!
People have different interpretations.
Yeah, but how can they come
What
to
a
something
discovery,
like this?
Tina! Tina discovered one main. Various interpretations are possible.
Yes, but I thought this was a pretty straightforward question, in fact.
Yeah, well,
So,
you think too much like a teacher, I think.
Yeah, well, it's a recent passion, by the way. So.
I know we always, this is why we use tales, because they always have many interpretations possible, This has to be, this has not to be given. You have to train your mind on, and when we do exercise on individual consultation, we ask those questions, but for each question, the people have to find 3 different answers.
Yeah, that's what I was coming to. Yeah, that was that one.
Not only one, 3 different.
Yeah.
So.
And three different ones, which you really believe, which you are really convinced about, or just.
Well, yes.
I don't know.
Do you think we care about believing? Come on, Tina.
No, being convinced that that's the right answer.
No.
Isn't that important?
Being convinced, it's Tina's. So, hello. I'm sorry to rush you, but first I have to tell you that I will need to go at 15 past 5 because I have a train, and so I have to short a little bit. So we have to rush. Usually rushing is not a good thing for thinking, but okay. Well, just Just very briefly, donc my name is Jérôme. I'm a French philosophy practitioner, and I've been doing this exercise, well, and also other kinds of exercise for the past 10 years now. And my colleagues and I, we're doing most individual consultations and collective consultations, basically helping people to work on their thinking skills, namely deepening the thinking, problematizing, which is questioning and making objections, and also conceptualizing, finding concepts, using concepts. And what is a bit more peculiar is that we're working also on attitudes. So we work on the people, we question the people, we disturb the people, we deal with them. But in a way that it's a performative practice. It means that we are here to provoke your thinking, but sometimes we don't only provoke thinking, we also provoke emotions, things like this. So it's part of the game, I'd say. So don't be surprised if I question you, or if you have the feeling that I'm being intrusive, or harsh, or that I cut you, I prevent you from expressing yourself.
It's quite a disclaimer to start.
Yeah, it's very important, the initial disclaimer.
Sign anything.
No, just because as we have a short time, usually the shorter the time, the more the shock. Yeah, but yeah, well, it's just it's like a game, and it's a game of answering the question. Basically, just trust the question. The question is here to make you think, and of course, when you think, you also reveal your being. That's the ideology behind it.
You reveal your idea.
Your being, your existence.
Okay.
The whole, what's your name?
Catherine.
The whole Catherine can be captured in one word. Funny.
Okay.
Funny, no? Not funny? Depends on the word, I guess. Okay, so I propose you a little exercise so that we go straight to the point. It's about interpretation. It's a little tale from a Buddhist philosophy. And so you just read the text, and I will ask you one question among the 10 questions below, and then we start with this. Okay? And once you finish to read it, you will answer the question number 5. why does the important man prefer obligations to happiness? And you answer it with one sentence, with an argument, explaining why you chose this answer, and be ready to show us where you base your answer from the text. Okay, where in the text you can see the basis of your answer. And once you finish, you drop your pencil so I know that you finished. Okay, who has not finished? Okay, how much time do you need?
A minute.
A minute? Wow. I'll give you 40 seconds.
Can the sentence have a comma in it?
Sorry?
Can the sentence have a comma in it? Like, how long is it?
Is that a philosophical question?
No. It's a question about the rules.
The root, oh yeah. German.
Don't be showing a stick, please.
Yes, it can. Even a dot. So who has not finished yet? Catherine, how much time do you need?
I don't know. I'm almost there.
Okay, now, and you finished? Yes? What's your name, Madame?
Lise.
Lise, have you finished?
I'm finished, but
But
Not
not
satisfied.
satisfied.
you're not satisfied. Well,
Yeah.
I have a good news for you. Satisfaction is not part of the task. Are you happy?
Yes.
You should be giving more satisfaction to hear that.
No?
Yeah,
Because
they take you the burden of satisfaction.
you take,
Yeah.
give it to them back.
Okay. Well. Anyway, so who would like to read us his answer? Raise your hand. Keep your hands raised. So Lisa, no, pick someone. I'm not that cruel. Pick someone. What's your name?
Bruce.
Bruce.
Yeah.
Bruce. So what's your answer?
He does not prefer them.
Okay. He does not prefer obligation.
The obligations.
Now, do you agree that by doing this, you're kind of refusing the question? Or you're refusing, okay, do you agree that in any question there are presuppositions?
Yeah.
Okay, what is the most obvious presupposition in this question? Oh, you don't know?
That he, I don't know, I should guess. You
Okay.
can guess, but
Well,
I don't know.
you can ask somebody.
That the man prefers obligations to happiness, that's the presupposition.
You agree?
Question.
Yeah,
Okay?
it's
Okay.
the presupposition of the question.
It's a presupposition. Okay.
Of the question.
So, do you agree that you're denouncing this presupposition? You're saying this is not true.
Can I elaborate why I said it?
What's your name again?
Bruce.
Just give me a favor. Just listen to the question and try to answer it.
I agree that I deny it.
Okay, good. So you deny it.
Okay.
Now, do you have a good basis to deny it?
I think so.
Yes. Why is that?
Because it says in the text, I have to do them, and that's an.
I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
When you say I have to do, does it show rather obligation, preference to obligation, or preference to happiness?
It doesn't show preference, it shows.
You agree that it shows an obligation. When you say I have to, it's an obligation. So how is it denouncing the presupposition?
Maybe I misunderstood the question. I thought the obligations were the three things that he had to do. And having to do something is not.
I'm not asking what you thought. I'm just asking how the fact that he's stating I have to do. How does it contradict the fact that he prefer obligation? Or no, it does not contradict.
Maybe I misread.
I
thought.
Do you notice that you don't answer my question?
It's possible.
It's possible. It's possible, or it's probable.
I didn't answer that question. Yeah.
Okay. Why? Why do you want to make my life miserable?